I had the blessing and the honor. Last time I was in Israel, it wasn't part of the tour, it was before the tour, but we're going to do it as the tour on the next tour. But the blessing was to go to Samaria. And it was just me and a guide. And we went there, and that's where the Samaritans lived and still live. There's about 700 of them left. And you can go there, you can overlook where Jacob's well is, where Messiah met the Samaritan woman. You can overlook Joseph's tomb. You can go up on Mount Gerizim, which is the mountain of blessing, where the Samaritan woman says, we worship God here in this place. That was the place. Those are the Samaritans from which the Good Samaritan came from. So today we're going to open up one of the most famous parables and get into it. Get into the heart of it. And it can change the way you live. A certain lawyer, man of the law, stood up and put him to the test, saying, Rabbi, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? What shall I do? Not a bad question, except that his heart is not right. Most important issue, how do I be saved? And he said to them, he answered, Messiah said, what is written in the law? How does it read to you? Okay, interesting. What does it say? He's asking now the guy, what does the law say? Now, interesting, because you'd think he would say, what does it say in the New Testament? Of course, it didn't exist. But he says, he's talking about salvation, and he's saying it's in the law, the Torah. What does it say? The Torah, what does it say? It says, he answers, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength, and all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. He said to him, you've answered correctly. Do this, and you will live. Now, strange, he's using the law, the Torah, and it says, love God and love your neighbor with all your heart. That sounds like works, though. It sounds like, hey, if I do this, I'm saved. Now we've got this view that's not always biblical, and that is that we are all focused on grace. You should be, because grace is how we get saved. But we have something else. We have an attitude which is anti-law or anti-works. Works are not bad. Works are part of salvation. It says, forgive and you shall be forgiven. What does that mean? If you don't forgive, you're not forgiven. Give and it shall be given to you. Judge not and you will not be judged. So works are important. They are crucial. In fact, you cannot be saved without works. But the key is the order. You are not saved by any work, but if you are saved, it has to work. It has to produce works. So if you're not living a life that is blessing in works, of good works, then you have to, then there's a question, did you really receive the grace? Because grace will always produce good works. God says, I will give them a new spirit, the new covenant. I will do that, but they will now, they're gonna do what my will is. They're gonna have the law in my heart, in their heart. So it is part of it. We must be producing good works, not to get saved, but because we are saved, but it has to be a life of good works as well.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.